Good morning, all. In today's session, we will see the remaining part of the string. So let's start string chapter. So I will share the screen first. Is it visible? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have to solve number of different problem statement with and without using string handling functions. We have to first understand what are the different string handling functions. Okay, like numerical data assignment operator is not working. For that purpose, there are different functions available in the string.h header file, and we have to use that for string handling activities. So guys, this is the fifth problem statement from your list, which is modified. So what is the problem statement? Today we will solve this problem statement. C program to check if a given string is palindrome or not. Great. So first I have to open our dev C++ IDE. Okay, create new source code file, and this is the problem statement. Great. So what is the problem statement? Check whether the given string is palindrome or not. So we have to first understand what is meant by palindrome. So what is meant by the palindrome? Palindrome, if user enters some string, suppose madam. Okay, so madam is the string. This is the current string in our some variable, suppose in the variable str. So str is the name of the variable which is character array and which contains suppose madam as a string. So as a technical part we will see afterward. So in double quotes. Okay, so this is the string str. So what we have to do, we have to reverse this string. What is the reverse string? And this is saved in the suppose reverse str. So what is the reverse string of the madam? So madam means madam again. Okay, so reverse string is also same, and original string is also same. So both strings are equal, then that string is called as palindrome. Yes, this string is called as palindrome string. Okay, suppose another string is there, str is equal to sir. This is a string, and if we have to reverse this string, so what is the answer? Reverse the string is ris. Okay, Rix. So these both strings are not original string and reverse string, both strings are not equal. So sir is not a palindrome. Great. Guys, hope you understand what is meant by the palindrome string. So if the original string and the reverse string both are equal, then that type of string is called as palindrome. And if the string original and the reverse are not equal, then that string is called as not a palindrome string. Great. Maybe the string may be numeric. Yes, it is also possible. Suppose str is equal to numeric string is also there 1 2 3 4. Yes, it is also possible. Then reverse string of the numeric is equal to what? 4 3 2 1. So original string and reverse string both are not equal, so these are not a palindrome string. If string is like this 121, so what is the reverse string? Reverse string is also 121. Okay, if we reverse the string, then it is a 1 to 1 itself, so it is a palindrome string. Great. So now we have create or develop our code. First we have to discuss the problem statement, analyze the problem statement. Now what is the output or how output looks like on the consoles. For that purpose I have created another file. So what is the first message? First enter any string, This is the first message from the user. Then cursor is blinking on the next line. User can enter some string. Suppose user enters madam as a string, press enter. Then what is the message on the console? So message on the console is like this: string is palindrome. Yes, great. So in this way, the output is expected. So this is the requirement from the user. And if suppose user enters some another value, suppose XYZ string, then string is not a palindrome because XYZ its reverse is ZYX and which is not equal to original string. And if it is not equal to the original string, then that string is not a palindrome. Great. Hope you understand. Yes. Yes, Bhushan.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so this
Yes,
is
sir.
the output on the console. Yes, so as per the output, we have to design our code part. So first, I have to include one file that is stdio.h standard input output file. Then guys, for string manipulation functions, we have to include another header file that is string.h. Great. Okay. Next thing is we have write our main function, that is main. So write the body of the main function. For that, first what we have to do, first we have to enter any string. For entering any string or taking the values of the string from the user at the runtime dynamically, what we have to do, first we have to declare the string character name string str, give the size as per your user's requirement, suppose 25. Great. After that, write the message on the console, that is printf, enter any string, give the /n at the end. Okay, then write scanf. Inside scanf, format specifier is percentage s, because which string we have to scan from the user, which value, which is a string, that is a character array. Character array. What is string? String is a character array. Okay, so format specifier for the taking the string from the user, that is format specifier is percentage s. Don't write anything here. Then write comma. Then use str only. What is the str? Str means only name of the string, gives you base address, guys. Base address means str, its meaning itself is address of str of 0. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? Str is equivalent to what? Address of str of 0. Means we have to save the string from the address of first character in that character array. Okay, so we have to save the string there only. Okay, hope you understand. Okay, so either you have to write ampersand of str0 or just str, because string name itself gives you base address of that string array. Okay, next. Great. Now, what we have to do? Yes, now think on that. What we have to do? First, we have to store this original string into some another string. For that purpose, what we have to do? We have to copy the string. So guys, you know how to copy the string. Which function is available for that? Yes, str string copy function is available. Now, string copy function. So first is the, always remember, destination string is the first argument, comma, second argument is source string. Okay, so which is the source string? str is the source string original. So here we have to pass which argument? Source string as a str. Okay, which is the destination string? We cannot create it, so create it. Okay, so I have to give the name as a dstr, destination string. Okay, so here we have to write dstr, guys, and this is also a character array. So write the size here. So 25, this is the size of that destination string array. So we have to convert our str or copy our str string into dstr. Why it is required? Yes, it is required because, guys, we have not modified the original string. We have to modify the destination string in the reverse manner. Why we require reverse? Because in palindrome problem statement, what we have to do, first original string we have to reverse it, and after reversing check the reverse string and the original strings are equal or not. So for that reversing, what we have to use? str reverse. Okay, and which string which we want to reverse? dstr. Means, guys, original str string is remains as it is, and what is the reverse string of the original string is saved into dstr. So dstr we want to reverse it, and the reverse string is here inside the dstr. Now as per the algorithm, so first what we have to, first algorithm is we have to take the original string, then we have to copy the original string into destination string, reverse the destination string. Now compare the CMP. So string compare. Now compare original string, okay, which is str, with the reverse string. So reverse string is stored into dstr. After reversing, reverse string is here in the dstr. So guys, dstr stores reverse string. But what is the string compare function? String compare function returns integer value, that is called as difference between two strings, which is the first character which is mismatched. In that two mismatched characters, ASCII values difference is returned here and catch in the difference variable. Guys, whenever we have to use any variable, we must declare it first. Great. Now it's easy. If the both strings are equal, then the difference is 0. And if the both strings are unequal, then the difference is other than 0, either minus or plus, whatever may be, but not 0. If both strings are only equal, then and then only difference is 0. So we have to make condition on that. So if difference is equal to 0, yes, then printf, what is the message we required on the console? So string is palindrome. If difference is equal to 0, then string is palindrome, guys. Yes. Else, otherwise printf into curly brackets, string is not palindrome. Yes. Last statement, as per the rule, that is main function returns integer value. So write return statement at the end of the main function, and what return? 0. That is successfully termination of your program. Yes, great. So this is as per our requirement. So let's check whether it works properly or not. So first save it, give the name palindrome. Yes. Then save as a C source code file, save it. Yes. So palindrome.c, this is the source code file. Now we want to compile it first and check whether there are any errors or warnings. So no error, no warning. Now its code is ready for execution. Now run it. Okay. So enter any string. Suppose I have to enter Amol and press enter. then the string is not palindrome. Yes, it's correct. Now again, I have to run it and I have to enter any string, that is madam, and press enter, then string is palindrome. Guys, always understood that madam is a palindrome, means we have to read from start or we have to read it from the end. Madam remains as it is, that is madam remains madam. Understood, guys? Yes. So that type of string is called as palindrome. Hope you understand. Yes, this is just a joking part. Okay. Yes, anything doubt in this problem statement, or I have to execute it step by step so you can understand it very well. So I have to give toggle breakpoint first. Before that, what is the step? Compile it properly. Yes. Then give the toggle breakpoint. Then what is the next step? Go and click on the debug. Yes. Then when you click on the debug, you can click on the next line. Before that, we have to what? Add the watch for the variables, which value we want to see. What is the value exactly on the RAM? So add watch for div, add watch for str, add watch for dstr. Okay, great. Now we have to just check it by clicking on the next line button. Yes, enter any string, next line. Obviously you have to see here, these are the garbage string initially, this is also a garbage string in the dstr. Difference is initially 0. Yes, so let's scan the string. So enter any string. So entered string is madam. Great. Press enter. Yes, so when you press enter, okay, so when you press enter, string copy. So initial string str is the madam slash 0. Yes, guys, automatically at the end of the string, which character is there? Slash 0. That is the null character, end of the string character. It is called as the end of the string character. Great. Okay, hope you understand this. Now, when this string str copy means source string, that is str, is copied into dstr, means same string is copied into dstr. Let's see. When this statement is executed, str, whatever may be the value in the str string, that is copied into dstr string. Now dstr string also becomes madam and slash 0. Let's forget about these other characters. Why? Because we have to take the size of the two strings 25. So these are the other characters. We are not dealing with that. We have to dealing with only first characters, which is till ends with the slash 0. Okay. So both strings are now equal. So in this way, str reverse. When you execute this statement, what happens? This dstr string is reversed and save into dstr is itself. Okay, so when you click on this, what is the dstr? Again it becomes madam because it is same. So string compare function, what string compare function returns? Difference between source string and destination string. So source string and destination string both are equal. So what is the difference? 0 remains same, that is difference is 0. So difference is 0, 0 equal to 0. Yes, so this is the palindrome. Yes, and return 0. Great. Now I will stop this execution and again I will start the execution for the next, that is, this is called as testing, guys. This is called as testing. Okay, in this way we have to test our program. So yes, add watch already is there, exist. Then next line. Okay, scan the string. So I have to enter some another string, Amol. Press enter. Yes. Now string copy. So let's check str contains a mole string. When you click on the next line, this destination string is also a mole because source string is copied into destination string. Then string reverse. What is happened? This amol string is get reversed and save into itself dstr. So when I have click on the next line, so what is the string? Loma. Yes, amol is reverse is loma. Yes, great. So when you click on the next line, calculate the difference. What is the difference? -1, which is not equal to 0. So when you have to check difference is -1 is equal to 0, false, means automatically else statement get executed. So when you click on the next line, else part get executed. When you click next line, return 0. Yes, it's over. And when you observe the output, what is the output? String is not palindrome. Great, guys. So hope you understand this. Don't close from here. Just go and click on the stop execution. Automatically it stops. Okay. Guys, hope you understand. Yes. Give the response. Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Really, you have enjoying this type of problem statements with debugging? Just comment. Okay. At least I have know that you are enjoying it and it clears your conceptual parts also. Great. Guys, now we will move to the next point. So next point or next chapter is pointers. So pointers are somewhat difficult to understand. Okay, so I have create new file, source file, pointers. Yes. So what is pointers? Okay, guys, I have given one problem statement on the string for your activity, that is problem based learning, at the end of the session. But before that, there is some time remaining, so we will discuss about pointers. So what is pointer first? So pointers are derived data type. Okay, so pointers are the derived data types which derived from either built-in data types or user defined data type like structure, union, like that. So we will see that. Next, what is the use of pointers? Okay, so stores pointer store address of another variable of same type. Great. So what is the pointers? Pointer stores address of another variable of same type. Means what? What is pointers? Pointer stores address, guys, address of your RAM. Okay. So I will show you. In graphical way, how it looks like. Great. So this is your RAM. Suppose these are the location A, B, C. These are the value variables. So guys, in your C language, there are two types of variables. One is the value variable, which stores actual values. Yes, A, B, C are the value variable. And another type, that is the pointer variable. So pointer variable, what it stores? It stores the address. Suppose this is the base address 100. This is the address 200 for this location. This is the base address for this location 300, for example. Because actually it is not in the form of decimal. These are in the hexadecimal format. But our understanding purpose, we have to give the decimal numbering. Okay, so this this is PA is a pointer type which stores address. So what is the address? It stores 100. So this is the 100 address. Okay. Now move to the pointers. Pointers, what are the pointers? Pointers stores the address of another variable of same type. Means what? For example, if you want to store the address of integer variable, suppose integer a is equal to 10, and I want to store the address of int variable. So I have to create one pointer type, that is pointer PA, which stores address of a variable. So how? Address of a. Great. So here guys, a is called as value variable. Yes, a is also variable and PA is also a variable, but a is a value variable, guys. Value variable means it stores actual value, that is 10, inside a variable. So it is called as value variable. And pointer PA, name of the variable is a PA. PA is a pointer variable, okay, which stores address of a. Whose address? Address is represented by ampersand. We have already know at the scanf statement we have always used that part. So address of a, so it gives you address, a variable's address, and which we stored into PA. And PA is a variable, but which type? Integer pointer. So if you store the address of integer variable, we required integer pointer. So pointers stores the address of another variable of same type. Must be, if we want to store address of int variable, we have pointer name as a int pointer, means same type. We cannot store the address of int variable into float pointer. Yes, it is not possible. So what is pointers? Pointers are derived data types which store address of another variable of same type. Same type is must. Okay, means integer variable or integer pointer. Integer pointer stores the address of integer variable only. Float pointer stores the address of float variable only. Like that. Character pointer stores the address of character variable only. Okay, like this. Guys, understood what is meant by the pointers? Yes. What is pointers? And graphically, okay, so graphically A, B, C, these are the three variables, which is value variable, stores some values 10, 20 like this, and others PA, PB, PC, these are the pointer variable and store the address. PA stores the address of A. So what is the address of A? Base address of A, that is 100, and that 100 address is stored here. So what? Pointers points to that address location. Okay, pointer stores address, and that address location, that pointer points. So indirect way we have to access the value of A. Guys, understood? Indirectly we have to access the value of A. Yes, now we will see step by step programmatically. Okay. Yes. So we have to create new source code file. Okay. So first I have to write hash include stdio.h header file. No need to include string.h header file because now we have not needed it. So write directly integer main function. Okay. Now take a look out at the some points. Suppose integer a. Okay. Then integer pointer p. Yes, you have to write just any name to that pointer variable. What it stores? Address of a. Okay. So this is called as the value variable initialization. Okay. So value variable a is get initialized here, and here we have to initialize pointer variable initialization. Okay. So it is called as pointer variable initialization, and this is the value variable initialization. Okay. Now print something. Okay. I will show you. Printf. I want to access the value of a variable. Now I have focused only on these 2 points only. Okay. I will show you graphically here. So I will draw the different RAM here by using some shapes. So this is your RAM, random access memory. Okay. Then mute yourself. Then draw this is the RAM. Okay. Take another line. Yes. So after that, I have to take text, some text. Yes. Here, change the size. 14. Okay. Now I have to write here one variable a, that is the name of the variable a, where 4 bytes are reserved, having base address. Suppose base address of that location is 100. Okay. Next, which variable is there? P. So P is a pointer variable. So P is a pointer variable stored in this address location. Okay. And what it stores? It stores address. So what is the address? Yes, what is the address? 100. That 100 address is stored into P variable. Okay. So now this P variable points. And what is the address of P? P having some address. So suppose this address is 300. So P is the variable pointer type having address 300. A is a variable having address 100. And what is the value inside A? Value inside A is 10. Okay, this is the value, and this 100 is actually address. Okay, let's see. A is equal to 10 means A variable reserves some bytes, that is 4 bytes here in ANSYS 64-bit. Okay, so A requires 4 bytes, so 4 bytes are reserved here. Okay, and the 10 value is inside the A variable. Again, P is the pointer variable. Okay, which stores the address of A variable. So it stores the address of A variable. Yes. So what P stores? P stores okay, so this P stores address of A. Okay, so this P stores address of A. So P is the pointer type, points to the variable A. So A here 100, here 100 is not the value, it is the address. Always remember. So here this 100 what is the 100? 100 is a address. Guys, always remember 100 is a address here. 300 is also address. A variable here 10 is the actual its value and 100 is the address. So pointer points to the address location. So which address is stored into the P? So P stores address of A. So address of A is stored into P variable. Great. So like this, P stores the address of A. Hope you understand. Yes. So this is the graphical representation. Now let's check the terms. So A value variables having 2 values only. One is A. Okay. So if only A we want to print, then what is the value that given to us? A gives us 10. Yes. If only ampersand of A, what it gives you? 100. That is the address, guys. This is the address. Okay. For our sake of convenience, we have to write address in the decimal, but actually it is in the form of hexadecimal format. Okay. A, this is actually value. Okay, great. Now, value variables having two things only. Just A gives you value and address of A gives you address, guys. Now, pointer type of variables having three values. So P, just P. If just P means value inside that, which is address. What is that? 100. And 100 is what? Address. Yes. Next, address of P. Yes, P having some address location. What is the address of P? 300. So what is the address? 3. And what is it? It is also a address. It is also a address. Yes, understood. Yes, address of P means P having some address. What is the address? 300 here. Last thing, pointer variable having one more thing, that is pointer P. Star P. So what is the meaning of star P? Means star P means value at that address location. So P contains which address? 100. And that 100 address location's value, what is the value? 10. So pointer P gives you 10. Okay, which is actually a value. Great. So understood the meanings of values and addresses. So what is P? Pointer P. What is star P? Star P. The star P indicates value at that address location. So what is the address inside P? 100. And what is the value at that address location? 10. So in this way, indirectly, we can access the values. So let's just check on your okay. So first what we have to print, value of A is equal to percentage D. Okay, A. So it gives you value what? Here, what is the value of A? 10. Yes, obviously, we have already know that. Printf. Okay. Now what? Address of A. We required address of A is equal to. Now address, we have to print it in using different format specifier. Mostly you have to use percentage U. Okay. And give address of A. Okay. So what is address? We don't know, because where that memory get allocated, that address here we have to print. Okay, so it prints the address. Okay, great. Next, printf for pointers. Okay, so first, value in pointer P equal to, what is the value in pointer P? It is the address. So which format specifier we required? Percentage U, and write P itself. Okay, just P. Then printf. Okay, address of P. Address, what is the current address of P? Which is also address, so use percentage U. Great. Comma, address of P. Yes. Next, printf. Okay, what we have to print? Print. What we have to print? Pointer P. We have to print. Pointer P is equal to percentage D, because it gives you value, guys. Okay, pointer P, what it gives you? Value at that address location. So it is a pointer P. What is the pointer P value? So it is which value? Integer. So you write percentage D as a format specifier. And last we have to write return 0. Now give the /n everywhere. So output is displayed. Each output line, printf line, get displayed on the next line. So its visibility is very much clear. Great. Now save it. Save the file using pointer 2020. Okay. Then write C source code file and save it. Great. So pointer 222.c. This is the source code file. Okay, guys, let's observe A, ampersand of A. These two values are there for the value variable we have just discussed. Okay, so A, value variable having A and address of A. Then P, just check P, 3 value variables, pointer variable having 3. P means its value. What is the value? 100, which is address. Yes. Address of P means P's address, which location that P is stored. So this is having some address. So it is also address. And star P means value at that address location, which is value, that is 10. Where this pointer points, that pointing value, which is the value 10. Okay. So let's, same thing we have to done here. P, we have to first print P, address of P and pointer P and check the values. But guys, these are the address. So use which format specifier? Percentage U. And this is the value. So what format specifier we have to use? Percentage D, guys. Okay. Now it's time to compile first and check whether there is errors or warnings. No warning, no error. Great. Now check carefully. So value of A, initially what is the value of A? 10. Address of A, what is the address of A? This is the decimal value which we have print in the decimal format. So it is displayed in the decimal format. Okay, actually it is in the hexadecimal format. So this is the value. Now value of pointer P, what is the value? Yes, both are same because P points to the address of A and P stores address of A. So both are equal. Yes, great. So our concept get tallied. Yes. Next, address of P, which is different. So which is 6487568. Yes, this is different one. Okay. Yes. Now pointer P, what it gives you? Value at that address location. So this address location contains which value? 10. Yes. So it's clear. Okay, great. Guys, hope you understand. Yes, any doubts till this? More we have to elaborate in the next lecture. Okay, so first I will just copy it and paste into chat window. Great. Next, palindrome code also I have to copy it and paste it in your chat window. Great. Now it's time for activity. So we have just learned basics of pointers. We will more elaborate in the next lecture. I hope you understand all this, the concept. Any doubts till this? Yes, Rohan, Niranjan.
No, sir.
Great. So you understood this concept. So let's elaborate more on the next lecture, upcoming lecture. So I have first stopped the recording.